Here we are. Used to be called the Port Richmond Village in Fishtown, but now it's called the Fishtown Crossing. It's a shopping center. This is a GameStop in the neighborhood of Fishtown. Check this out. The GameStop in Port Richmond, about 3 miles that way, was looted. So what they're doing is they're boarding up all these windows and different hours. They're only, we do 11 to 5. So, If you look at the other stores in the mall, nobody else is boarded up. There's a whole shopping center, and nothing's boarded up besides the GameStop. How much product could they have in the GameStop? All right. Here we are, the Port Richmond Village. You know what? I was wrong. Turns out there is another store boarded up. Check this out. Right here. This is, I believe this is Snipes, which is a sneaker store. And they have the door boarded up, which doesn't really make much sense because they just break the window and go through. Looting happened the other day. I heard that it happened a few times over the weekend. Not over the weekend. Ooh, you know, listen, I'm not a good news source. Let me start by saying that. I'm just a guy who rides a scooter and looks at things, you know. But, you know, I heard there was a few stores looted and some of the state stores weren't open. But compared to the other lootings of other years, it wasn't as bad as, the looting in 2020. That's all. It's bad. Oh my God, speaking of bad, this is I-95 above me. I'm getting ready to go into the, I wanted to film this section first. I didn't realize it was this bad. Actually, I might be able to keep coming down here a little bit just to keep a little pay attention what's going on here. So there's like a lot of homeless people living down here. Oh, we got a candle. And so there's like crazy. Oh, sorry, brother. I apologize. Oh, he's gonna do a stunt. Let's go. How good was that? So anyway, I've been kind of keeping an eye on this section of the city because it's all new. It's all just getting developed. And they're building $1 million homes. No lie. Let me show you. You're probably like, oh, you're lying. I don't believe you. Show me $1 million home. And then I'm going to say, all right, just give me a second. I'm riding a scooter at an average pace of 9 miles per hour. Right there. Look, boom. Oh, that truck, perfect timing for that truck to be there. Right there, look, see? $1 million homes right there on the Delaware River. And, I mean, you can see the construction, the wood, it's still being built. It's a nice little community that they're building over there. It's actually gorgeous. And, so you figure the first time the people who want to check out this community, the first thing they see is this tent community. And it's even bigger on the other side of I-95. Wow. There's a lot of people on this side too. And over here. But that's not what this video is about, actually. It's going to be about a harvest in Kensington. And you see people start fires underneath 95, this was just built. And they like have campfires go, and they set the 95 on fire. Yeah, I would get them away from there. 95 just collapsed about 2 exits in the other direction. So we can't have 95 collapse. Oh my God, if it collapsed there, we're dead. It's over. Or actually, no, that wouldn't be too bad. So this whole shopping plaza, a lot of it's new. They tore down a little bit. They added some new stores. They changed the name. For 30 years, it was called the Port Richmond Village. And then they changed the name 30 years later to the Fishtown Crossings. I honestly just think because Fishtown is a more valuable neighborhood. If you say the neighborhood Fishtown, that's where all the hipsters and all the yuppies and, you know, the cool doctors who aren't quite ready for the suburbs, they live in Fishtown or Rittenhouse Square. Matter of fact, fun fact, this sign is on York Street. This is Aramingo and York. And from what I hear, that Fishtown sign is inaccurate. It's actually in Port Richmond. And they're building new apartments. I am about, I don't know, a mile and a half, 2 miles. Here's a house for sale. This is 2630 York Street. Let me know what that house is going for. Some of these houses are new. A lot of the houses are new, a lot of the houses are old. But then there's some new houses. They're always developing in this area, or they've been always developing in this area for, let's see, I used to hang in this neighborhood in the 90s. And, there's construction. And in the 90s, like in like 93, 94, 95, it was kind of a tough area. Not too tough. I had friends that lived in this area, and we always hung out. And like nobody really messed with me because I hung out with Fishtown people. Look at this. But it was kind of like a neighborhood thing. If you weren't from the neighborhood, they would chase you and beat you up. And childhood, wasn't that great? Here it is, the 2424 Diner. This is the Fishtown Diner. It used to be called the Mugshot Diner. And you would go in there and they would have mugshots of all the celebrities. All their mugshots were in there. It's neat. It's a neat little place. I don't go there too. If you're going to go to a breakfast spot in Philadelphia, I would always check out Pete's Clown House. Don't let the neighborhood scare you. It's not that bad. It's, well, you know, don't go alone. Look at this, York and Gaul. This is breaking news. These are the Indigo Rent-A-Bikes. And you can rent this bike and you can drive into Center City. You can rent these bikes I think you rent them for like an hour or two. Biking the city isn't that hard. So you can rent one of these bikes and ride into Center City and then just park it in Center City and then ride a bike back. That's pretty, this is the furthest northeast you would be able to go on an Indigo bike. Also, never, ever, ever touch these seats in the city of Philadelphia. We have a thing called the Naked Bike Ride. And people who don't own bikes participate in the naked bike ride, and they ride these bikes bare-ass naked. And I don't think they even give it a rub down when they're done. I think they kind of think they're funny doing that. Damn, ain't that? See, I think that's the worst of this. A few years, last year, that corner property, which is right there. That was Key Pizza, and that was a pizza shop that was owned. I was there my whole life. When I hung in this neighborhood, we'd always go to Key Pizza. And this neighborhood has a problem is the neighborhood's getting developed, and the houses are row homes. So what they do is they like knock down the houses and they don't add the proper support to the houses to the sides. Like if you even look at this, you can see that they kept a big chunk of the wall of the old house up. And anyway, so they didn't, it was raining, it was bad weather, and the construction workers didn't have it supported properly. And Key Pizza, a business that was in the area for decades, gone. And decent pizza, nothing too bad. Good cheese fries. Used to always get the cheese fries. And now the only thing that remains at Key Pizza, it don't even smell like cheesesteaks anymore. There ain't nothing. So maybe you can find like a step. Yeah. And that wasn't even the first time that happened. That happens in this neighborhood a few times a year. A building will collapse. These are old buildings. Look at that beautiful brick across the street. Hold on, we're going to slow down. We're going to appreciate these things because you never know. A developer might come by and dig next to you. Ain't that a pretty building? Look at the brick. Look at the, that's interesting. There's something up with this building. I wish I knew. Yeah, but in the 90s, this area was like blue collar, really blue collar. And it was tough. I had a gun pulled on me. In this neighborhood, a little bit up the way. And now it's so crazy how developed and nice this neighborhood is. Although there is bullshit you got to put up with, like them doing construction 24 hours. This house here is an amazing piece of architecture, and this house was designed by architect Frank Furness, who is one of Philadelphia's more prominent architects. He does stuff like, check the brickwork up there at the roof. He has like a whimsical, that's a fun word. They check out the the part over the air conditioner. But the cool thing about this house is when he designed it, he knew the people living here are going to have to get a sofa in the house. So this house has one of the biggest front doors in the city so they can get the sofa. Frank Furness, see? And right there it tells you it's a historical building. I used to always see that and just walk by. And then one day I pulled out my phone and I was like, why is this house historical? And then I found out Frank Furness made it, and I was like, man, Google's awesome. Sometimes. There you go. There's another. I love this house. Okay. So what we're doing now is we're going to the Harvest at the, let's see what time they're open to. Maybe we'll come back. There's a brewery in the city called Philadelphia Brewing Company, and last year they grow their own hops for this one seasonal beer called Harvest from the Hood. And it's actual hops grown in the neighborhood of Kensington. And so one day last year, the city workers just show up and they destroyed their hop garden. Just completely tore it down. And they couldn't make their beer called Harvest from the Hood because they didn't have the hops. Can't make a Kensington beer if you don't have the Kensington hops. But they do make other beers from this area. They don't grow it all in the... I see it, dickhead. Right here, this is where the hop garden was. And you can see it's like fenced off. This is exactly how it looked last year before the city destroyed it. And I gotta show you something. But this is like an old tank they used in the brewery across the street. Look, see that sign? That sign was there a year ago when the city workers came in, hopped through this fence, and destroyed their hop garden. This is Frankfort Avenue. It's one of the oldest streets in the United States of America. And so this is Philadelphia Brewing Company. It's a local brewery. It actually was a brewery in the early 1800s. I think like 1830. It was like a German brewery. And then they even they made soda in times of Prohibition. Okay, they are open. They have a lot of events on the weekends here. They have block parties. All right, we'll come back. We got a few things to check out. We're gonna get. Yeah, so this is the Philadelphia Brewing Company, which is the German brewer that from the 1800s. And if you look around, you can see signs. I see it. You can like see signs of the past, like the whole Weissboro and Hess Brewing Company. See the logo in the paint in the middle there, and they got another little sign. It's cool. You used to be able to take brewery tours. I think you still can. Like you gotta check their website, Philadelphia Brewing Company. Very nice people. Always nice people there. While we're here, we might as well dip on down into Kensington. So right there is the L. You got to put up with that. So anyway, the houses around here, they go for like $300,000-$400,000, and you got to put up with the L, and you'll see we're not too far away from craziness on Kensington Ave. I don't have my camera strapped, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to film down here. I like to keep my wits about. Yeah, see. Yeah, so this is Kensington Ave. This is the York and Dolphin station. If you go down 2 stops in this way, hello friend, you'll have the Huntington station, then you'll have the Somerset stop. So this guy here is, I'm going to speed it up real quick.
So the reason why this guy plays the music real loud is to prevent people from like hanging out and camping out in front of their businesses. It's a tactic a lot of businesses use. Gas stations, they just blast the music very loud so it's uncomfortable to sit and hang out at.
Another location where I was here the day it happened. There's a building here. They were building that building. And because they were building that building, they had a deep hole dug. And the apartment building there collapsed. There was a donut shop there that they had to tear down. And what really bugs me out of all these things is I know there was 2 elderly people living in that apartment that were trapped inside of it. You know, I know they survived the collapse, but I don't know where they're living now. They don't have a house. And the person who caused all the chaos, or helped with the chaos, let's say, they're going to sell that house and make all that money. It just seems wrong. It's like sometimes the bad guys win. That's just some moral in life. Sometimes the bad guys win. All right, so I just wanted to come here, check out this spot. Somebody put in a request to get an update on Mickey's Gym from the Rocky movie. There's a Muslim society. I don't know if I knew that. There's an old furniture shop. Floors. Established in 1818. All the way up. I thought that was Pierre Robert I'm walking right by. And I realized where I was, and there's no reason for Pierre Robert to be here. So yeah, this is Mighty Mick's Gym from the Rocky movies. They bought it a while ago, and they've been renovating it for, it seems like, months, and they're putting a lot of money into it. And there it is. They didn't use the actual inside of this building for the Mighty Mick's Gym shots. They were filmed in Los Angeles. But the outside, they don't even have, that's the only sign right there. That's the only sign of Mighty Mick's Gym, the little boxing gloves. If you ever seen the movie Rocky V, if you ever saw the movie Rocky V, the bar where Rocky goes in and challenges Tommy Gunn to fight, that's right there. I'm a weirdo, and I like to collect bricks from buildings. And now I have a brick from Mighty Mick's Gym. That's pretty cool. I always felt like from this part, like from Mick's Gym to the Somerset L stop, it's not as busy as Lehigh Avenue to Allegheny. Like, that's like where all the crazy shit happens in Kensington. Hello, friend. There we go. You see all these closed businesses? They were open at one time, and some of them still might be open. There's the 3 bus. That's the bus that goes under the L, the 3 bus. Hey, check out this building, this old bank. I never noticed it before. They got broken glass in the front. Looks nice. That is the craziest lock. All that for that. That's pretty awesome. This is Kensington Ave and Letterly, and this is a Family Dollar, and they're boarded up. They're open. So now we're Kensington and Sargent. Right there, that's the old Kelly's Corner. It used to be like an indoor store with a bunch of, like, kind of like an indoor flea market type. That's what I remember it as. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. So we're getting to the Huntington L stop. And you can see there's a lot of restaurants. Kim's. They were a $5 haircut. Now they're a $10 haircut. And check out the L. Look how clean the paint on the L is. All the they had the train all up and down K&A. They're sandblasting and painting over the L. Oh, I don't like this. This is too much action. While you're here, you got to see the Danny DeVito fence. This is on Coral Street. That's right. Ah, goddamn! I got hit in the knee with a brick. This is the Danny DeVito fence on Coral Street. That's good. Last year it was all covered in plants, or some. And now you can actually see Danny's beautiful face. It even says Danny DeVito. And I think one of the neighbors was going to make a fence, and one of the dude who made it was like, "Yeah, I can make you a cool fence." Mission accomplished. Oh, I hit my knee so hard. The other day I was involved in a wrestling match. And, okay, you're good. Yeah, you these two jerk-offs jogging. Come on, let's go. I don't get couples. I don't get couples that run together. Why not just have sex, right? Oh, this is my favorite YouTuber, Duncan. Come here. Speaking of Kim's, the $10 haircuts I showed you earlier, or the $5 haircuts, Kim, he was a hair cutter guy from there, and now he's doing the haircut himself. Duncan, he's making a YouTube video. If you see, wow. Oh, it's a YouTube video. Make sure you subscribe to Duncan's YouTube channel. I'm sweaty. I can't get a haircut. Look, see? Look, he's doing the haircut for his YouTube. Oh, he's the best. Subscribe to Duncan. So you know what he does? He cuts people's hair. And, you know, some people live in Fishtown and some people live in Kensington. And I like to watch him cut people's hair and just guess the neighborhood they're from. What do you tip on a $10 haircut? I got you. I'm going right to the left. You got to give him at least $5, right? Me? You know what I do? Since he's my favorite YouTuber, tell him, I say, look, here's a 20. I don't want any change back. This is Kensington High School. And back in the day, this was the worst school. If your kid went to Kensington High School, you know, I don't know. I have a friend who went to Kensington High School, so, and sometimes he watches the video, so I'm trying to be careful. But you were a bad kid if you went to Kensington High School. I remember I went there. It was like the last day, one of the last days of the year. My friend had to go pick up something, drop off a piece of paper, and we went in there, and there was more teachers. Don't say faculty, say teachers. There was more teachers in the school than there were students. I didn't even go there. Nobody stopped me. Nobody cared. Space and Company. That doesn't look like a lot of space. 2072. 2072. Let's see if we can find the street. 2072 Letterley Street. Oh, Letterley Street. One of my Patreon people live on Lettery. Make sure you subscribe to Patreon if you're a postcard member. Postcards are going to be in the mail tomorrow. The goddamn post office is always sold out of postcards. Look at this car. That's a nice car. Wasn't this like this little pleasant day here in the neighborhood of Kensington? We not sure exactly what we do. We got a brick from, how am I going to get the beer home if I have a brick? I have a brick from Rocky, the Mickey's gym, which I'm going to have to break in half and give my dad part of it. Look at this. Back in the day, they didn't have street signs. What they did is they would carve it into the corner of the building. So this was Adams Street, and this was Amber Street. I think it's still Amber. Yeah, it's still Amber, but it's now Haggart, no longer Adams. I wonder if Adams Street was named after John Adams, and I think Haggart is a police officer who was lost his life in the line of duty. I could be wrong. Oh, are you writing the book report? Don't you dare. Check out that step. That's an old step. I'm inside the brewery getting my 6-pack of Harvest from the Hood. They also have other beers like Kensinger and Pennsylvania Pale Ale. I got my 6-pack of Harvest from the Hood. I also have a brick from Mickey's Gym in the same bag. So I'm not going to be able to do the rest of this scooter ride because I don't have the strap to hold on to the camera. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Think about this. Did you know Haggart Street was once called Adams Street? Did you know that? You didn't know that until this video. So hit like, hit subscribe. Knowledge is fun. Except when it's like, what's that guy's name? My buddy Bob showed me this thing, and it was like Sagan, Carl Sagan, and he talks about the clear blue dot, and he talks about how insignificant we all are. And my buddy Bob was like, doesn't that make you feel better? And I was like, no, I hate Carl Sagan. So that knowledge isn't fun, but knowledge Like, this used to be Adam Street. That's fun. I like that knowledge. Not the fact that our lives are meaningless and in 400 years, none of it will matter. Oh my God, this is how we're ending the video? By the way, you want to rent a place. 2139 Haggart Street. Used to be Adam Street. Oh, if you get an email that says Adam Street, your friend watches the channel. This is Trenton Ave. And, oh, gotta be careful. We got a brick and a six-pack on the scooter. Horrible idea. What I'll do is I'll bring a Target bag and not my school bag. So this whole street, it goes for about 3/4 of a mile. It's all Belgian block bricks, and it has these big granite slabs on them. A lot of people, when women are pregnant, they are driven down that street around the 9th month if they want to start labor. There you go. There's a little mural. There's Nick Foles. Lots of murals with the Philadelphia Eagles. More Eagles murals than there are Phillies murals. What do you think of that? Does that bother you? It doesn't bother me. Well, we're a football town. I know that. You know, I'm not. I'm not a. You know, NFL is much bigger than the MLB. Someone else's. So anyway, if you like this video, oh, am I riding the scooter with the six-pack and the brick? That's hashtag talent. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. One-handed scooting. It's my mother's favorite scooting. Oh, I really like the ones where you do it one-handed and drive through Kensington. Those are my favorite ones. Those are words my mother would never say to me. It's my dad. Stop going to Kensington. We get it. You live there. Cares. This is one of the streets I used to hang out. This is this bullshit. Oh, no. Uh-oh, we're dead. Oh, this is where the old Key Pizza was. I used to get here and I would smell the cheesesteaks. And I go, we're near Key Pizza. Check out this old building right here. Used to be a stable. Now it's I don't know what's going on there. That's pretty cool looking though. Some of the developers, what they'll do is they'll like gut a building and then they'll make it something. And some places just leave it that something and then you gotta live in a stable. And we're gonna go to my old corner. Oh shit, Cedar and Dolphin. Go ahead, guys. Cedar and Dolphin. Oh, the shenanigans of Cedar and Dolphin, just like the old days. My buddy, little Dave, Steve Hall, Mikey Horton, Chris Jones. We'd all hang on this corner. Uh-oh. Oh, the trash men, really, they fucked up right there. We used to hang out right here on this corner, C&G. We actually would hang at Cedar and Dolphin. We'd hang here and, do shenanigans. This whole spot right here where all these houses are, these new houses, they didn't exist. It was all a lot, and we called it the tot lot. Right there, that was the tot lot. That's a nice little mural. Bedrock Church. I can't believe there's a church right here. This used to be the Dirty Dutchin, or the Flying Dutchin, not the Dirty Dutchin. That used to be a bar. The Dutchin. Dirty was nowhere. I don't even know if it was dirty. I was never in there. It just seemed like a great dive bar. Hey, look at this. Bravo to you. Bravo to you and your pumpkin display. I would stop, but I have a brick and a six-pack of beer controlling the weight of the front of the scooter. It's not going well. All right. Well, if you like this video, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. And if you want to help me out, there's a link below. In every video to my Patreon, you get bonus videos, early previews. Some people get postcards. Some of you get postcards signed by Philly Mike. Others get signed by Onslaught. Somebody sent me a message and they're like, if you send me a Billy Avery postcard, I'm going to cancel my subscription. So I threw out all the Billy Avery autographs. What do you think of that? Because you know what? Nobody wants a Billy Avery autograph. I know. Holy shit. You hear all those birds? Click the join button. Join me live on YouTube every few days. I go live and then I take them down. I usually say something stupid. Oh, listen, I need your guys' help. I don't usually do this, but I made a video the other day about an emotional support snake at a bar. It was kind of a joke, like the person, it wasn't really an emotional support snake. And so I shared it on my Facebook page. And somehow it got shared on like a reptile lovers Facebook page. And they're like mocking me for my lack of knowledge of snakes. And the thing is, I don't care about snakes, right? So they're upset with me because I said boa constrictors can kill human beings. And everybody in the comments are like, yeah, you better educate yourself. And there's nothing worse you could say to me in my comments than educate myself, because one, usually I don't really give a shit about what I'm talking about. Depends. Unless it's Flemish Bond, you know? And two, when it comes to animals like reptiles and spiders, fuck them. I don't care. Look at this. You're jogging in place, girl. This guy's sleeping on the job. There you go. She's still jogging in place. I'm walking with a 6-pack of beer and a brick in my bag. Shit, man. You shouldn't be texting. If you're texting and turning, do me a favor. Stop that. Don't text and turn. That's a text and drive. I wouldn't recommend. I do a thing. People text me and they're like, yo, did you see I'm a horrible texter. I'm horrible at the phone. Like, I'm bad at getting back at you. Right? And sometimes Mrs. Captain will text me. Sometimes Mrs. Captain will text me and she'll be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. Go to the store. We need this. Blah, 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 blah. I'll come home. And she'll be like, yo, didn't you see my text message? And I say, no, I was driving. I'm supposed to be paying attention to the road. So that's my story. The end.